Sheriff, sheriff. Sheriff. He's gone mad, Sheriff.
God damn it. Some people never change. What's he up to this time?
He's gone mad.
I see. Well, I suppose then it's time to bring him in.
This special edition of Poop News is brought to you by Sheriff Avda. In this special episode, we will be looking at Onision's porn, Onision's sex dolls, and Onision making out with a toilet. Also, the most pathetic attempt at redemption one has ever seen in one's life. Good evening, good morning, and good day. And thank you so much for once again choosing to spend a little bit of your time with me. Now, despite the fact that the last time I spoke about the guy, I called him literal paedophile scum, somehow some people that watched my video on Onision still thought that I was defending the guy. I will be sure to not let that happen again. I think some people mistook my general disappointment and dislike for YouTubers such as Madame, FPS Diesel, and Mr. Repsian for defending Onision. I was not defending Onision, I just really think that those three previously mentioned YouTubers are lazy, talentless hacks. Madame, I feel, is just a child who has no fucking idea what the fuck she's getting herself into, and is probably going to end up wasting a lot of money and a lot of time in court and being miserably humiliated. FPS Diesel, well, he's kind of funny and all. I just think he needs to do other stuff. His other content that isn't Onision based is probably his best. Although I would love to see him fight Onision. I still would kind of love to see that. I feel like my feelings on that did not come across correctly before. I would also just love to fight FPS Diesel as well. I think it would be kind of fun. Boxing's fun. And then Mr. Repsian, he is the one I feel is the worst of the bunch because he is a fucking spineless coward. He has the opportunity of a lifetime. Onision wants to box him, wants to have a sparring match with him, and is willing to pay for it, and Repsian is pussing out. My other issue with Repsian, and with the other YouTubers mentioned, is that Onision is busy doing some really disgusting, remorseless, scummy, vile, evil shit. And these YouTubers like Repsian are more interested in talking about how he was on holiday and Onision was talking to him and he couldn't be asked talking back, and yet still made a video about him, and yet he's making a video saying that he couldn't be asked making a video about Onision whilst he was on holiday, whilst making a video on his Twitter replying to Onision is just pathetic. Be a man, take this opportunity of a lifetime, fight the guy, or else you are a spineless coward. You yellow-bellied chicken. Now, shining like a light in the dark, a pure beacon of hope, a YouTuber has emerged from absolutely nowhere under the name of Morge. I hope I didn't butcher your name there. And I'm actually wearing this hat in tribute to her. You see, Detective Morge of the FBI did an incredible piece of investigation on Onision. Go watch Morge's video called I Paid for Onision's Patreon. Yikes. It is a fantastic, enlightening, well-edited, well-thought-out, brilliant expose on the disgusting, vile piece of shit that is Onision. All of these videos that we shall be looking at and all of this content is stuff exclusive to his Patreons. The fact that his Patreons haven't reported him to the FBI yet is beyond me, considering the things you are going to see today, and the things that I sadly cannot show you, because quite simply putting some of these things on YouTube is illegal. Yes, as you will soon see, Gregory, James, Onision, onion boy, fucking pedo fuckwit scum that he is, has made some porn. And I cannot show that on YouTube. So in this video, we see Onision's wife/husband, Lainey/Kai, talking about their business of rescuing sex dolls. She makes several terrible gags and is dressed up in an awful outfit, and it's edited weirdly. Very weirdly. We are shortly introduced to the first of Onision's sex dolls, Julia. Seeing a sex doll in the same lounge that I know their children must play in is a truly disturbing sight. We are then shown a series of clips wherein Onision violently abuses his sex doll, throwing her around the room whilst she is scantily clad and hurling misogynistic insults at her. Now, whilst at first this could be considered some lowbrow form of comedy, the content indeed becomes far more disturbing as it progresses. It's in this moment we realise that Onision owns not one, but two sex dolls that he enjoys violently dismembering and playing with in his spare time. Their sex doll has a phenomenally fetishized, adult-style body, yet the face of a child. I wonder if he keeps buying these sex dolls because his wife/husband will no longer let him penetrate her/him. The video progresses and we now see Kai forcing intimate actions upon the sex doll, including a moment of her violently raping and sodomizing the sex doll with her imagined penis. It is disgusting. Again, these people have children who live in this house. Nothing is illegal here, obviously. I just feel really bad for the kids who are going to go to school one day. Their friends will find out about the name Onision. These kids will be bullied to shit for the rest of their lives. I really feel bad for them. I actually kind of hope that they get homeschooled, and I never hope kids get homeschooled. I just don't want these kids having the worst life imaginable. The video ends with a scene of Kai/Lainey crying, and the sex doll face down, ass up, on the bed, looking used and abused. Off the back of the new Shane Dawson documentary all about Eugenia Cooney's fantastic rehabilitation and recovery, Onision has decided to make maybe 20 or 30 tweets a day congratulating Eugenia, not taking credit for it, to be fair. I will say his actions in general have seemed better than someone like Jacqueline Glenn's, who is just a disgusting fucking monster. She is a vampire, a leech. But no, Onision has just been attempting to use this as a sort of redemption arc for himself, showing that he is a changed man. He really does have Eugenia's interests in his heart now, her best interests in his heart, and he is going to listen to doctor's orders and advice and just play the game right. He's not going to be a Jacqueline Glenn. He's going to respect Eugenia's wishes and try to be a changed man as far as Eugenia is concerned. He has made a video specifically for his Patreons yet again, in which he goes into this and provides supposed evidence, receipts, screenshots, although he doesn't include any evidence of where they came from, of their emails or what, of a conversation between him and Eugenia, in which she now does truly forgive him. It is a heartfelt, emotional redemption arc, and truly just frames Onision as what I have suspected him to be all along, which is a narcissist. Because I feel like this is probably complete and utter bullshit. I really can't see Eugenia actually emailing him back. I feel like she does just want him out of her life. If somebody can correct me, if she herself wants to make a statement saying, no, I messaged Onision, but I doubt she's going to do that because it's just not what she wants to do anymore, as far as I can tell. She is on the path to recovery, and that is fantastic. She's always seemed like a sweet, lovely girl anyway, and as somebody who suffered with anorexia, I really root for her, you know? Drink some milk, Eugenia. Drink some milk. Anyway, Onision is a narcissist. He sees himself as somewhat of a hero, like a shonen protagonist. You can tell this from the shows that he consumes and watches. He truly fancies himself as somewhat of a Kira, Yagami Light from the series Death Note. Some kind of anti-hero bad boy who knows what's best for everyone, and nobody understands him or gets him, and he's the one that's suffering when he just wants to help, and why don't people get him? It's narcissism. Pure and utter, simple narcissism. So I shall read you some of the tips for spotting and coping with a narcissist from helpguide.org. And let us see if any of this rings a bell with our dearly beloved Onion Man. A grandiose sense of self-importance. Grandiosity is the defining characteristic of narcissism. More than just arrogance or vanity, grandiosity is an unrealistic sense of superiority. Narcissists believe they are unique or special and can only be understood by other special people. What's more, they are too good for anything average or ordinary. They only want to associate and be associated with other high-status people, places, and things. This can be seen in how highly Onision values himself, his time, and just the privilege of talking to him. When they talk about work or relationships, all you'll hear is how much they contribute, how great they are, and how lucky the people in their lives are to have them. They are the undisputed star, and everyone else is at best a bit player. They live in a fantasy world that supports their delusions of grandeur. Since reality doesn't support their grandiose view of themselves, narcissists live in a fantasy world propped up by distortion, self-deception, and magical thinking. They spin self-glorifying fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, attractiveness, and ideal love that make them feel special and in control. These fantasies protect them from the feelings of inner emptiness and shame, so facts and opinions that contradict them are ignored or rationalized away. Anything that threatens to burst the fantasy bubble is met with extreme defensiveness and even rage, so those around the narcissist learn to tread carefully around their denial of reality. Is any of this ringing any bells for you? Does any of this remind you of anyone? You're not looking at me, right? Needs constant praise and admiration, a sense of entitlement, exploits others without guilt or shame, frequently demeans, intimidates, bullies, or belittles others. Greg, Onision, whatever fucking name is, he is a narcissist. Nothing more, nothing less. And we shouldn't be afraid of the narcissist. What I shall do for this video is put a screenshot up of roughly what it looks like, maybe a few screenshots, and play some of the sounds. I don't think he can copyright strike me for that, can he? If he does, that sucks. Screw you, buddy. But I feel like I'm small enough that I'm just going to fly under the radar and never get noticed anyway. This video genuinely disturbs and upsets me. The fact of the matter is, his children will use that toilet. That is a family house where he has children running about. Those kids use that loo. His wife/husband uses that loo. When they have guests, it looks like a cloakroom, not the main bathroom. Guests probably use that toilet. Have sat with their rumps upon that seat that he is so lovingly and passionately slurping at. You are fucking sick, twisted scum. If this was inspired by one of my favourite gags from the classic anime Golden Boy, because I know you are an anime fan, Greg, then shame on you.
I can't stop! Oh yes! My queen! I love you! Oh, my queen! Oh, you're so naughty!
Because the joke is that he is sick, desperate, pathetic, loathsome pervert. And it is funny to laugh at that. But just, why the fuck do you want to be like that? You sicken me. Stop licking the toilets that your children sit on, you absolute pervert. And here we end on something truly disturbing. I am not going to show the images in this file. I don't want to open it up again. I opened it up. My girlfriend literally screamed. Said, "What the fuck are you looking at? Get off that. You're going to end up on a list. What the hell is that? Is that paedophilia? What the hell is that?" I was really upset and disturbed by what I saw. And then we calmed down a second and we realised what we were looking at. Onision has made porn of his sex dolls. I don't know if he's made porn with them. I don't know. I can't do it. I can't look through those files. I'm not going to do that to myself. I have a limit, and I think that's fair. I don't think that can be asked of me. What I can do is show you that this exists and show you where to find it. because I'm not looking at that. And if somebody else wants to have a proper, thorough look at it and tell us what it's all about, go for it. At the end, the fact of the matter is Onision has made porn with his sex dolls. And that is fucking disgusting. That is the sort of thing that paedophiles do. That is literal predator paedophile behaviour. Kai, get out of that house. It's going to ruin you. Divorce that man and take your children. Leave. Leave before his abusive, manipulative, narcissistic behaviour completely brings you down to his level. Because at some point, his actions are going to get worse. That is the path of these sorts of people when they don't seek professional help. And he is not, in his current state of mind, going to seek professional help. And it is not your responsibility to get him to. So just get out of there. Because soon, much sooner rather than later, his actions are going to get worse and end up with the both of you losing your children and them ending up in a foster system, in the care system. And I'm sure you don't want that. So I think it's time to be a good parent. Stop doing this fucking disgusting, abhorrent shit that you have been doing with Onision and get out of there with those children. Woo! Told you it'd get spicy. Well, to sum up, I'm not sure the Onision effect is real anymore. I said in my last video, it seems like you talk about Onision and you blow up. Well, it didn't happen to me, so I don't actually expect anything from this time either. To my 170, you guys rock. Yeah. Onision is fucking scum. I genuinely don't know how such a guy even exists. Peace.